Rom-coms get a bad rap, and Rain Allen Miller, director of 2023's British indie darling Rye Lane, isn't immune from voicing these common critiques. Telling Sky News, "I was kind of allergic to it from the very beginning. We were excited to do a rom-com that disrupted the formula and wasn't so typical." But I'd argue this film works so well because it is in many ways a formulaic rom-com. Our couple, Yaz and Dom, have a meet-cute.
Hello.
This is the Jones.
Partake in adorable conversations while strolling around beautiful locations, get into a fight,
But at least I'll still be real.
You win!
and ultimately reunite after a final grand gesture.
Please?
But formula is not a dirty word, and films that are fun, frothy, and escapist are not the opposite of so-called good cinema. In her intro to the special issue of New Review of Film and Television Studies, Maria Sanfilippo quotes from theorist Robin Wood's argument that the old tendency to dismiss the Hollywood cinema as escapist always defined escape merely negatively as an escape from, but escape logically must also be an escape to. Rye Lane is a lovely example of using formula to challenge assumptions around what it means to escape. It's also the only rom-com I can think of where the meet-cute and first full-on kiss happen in a bathroom. And what is that if not radical? At its best, genre is a ritual that audiences share. We like knowing what we're getting into and sharing that experience with others. Genre connects films to a larger historical filmic and cultural context. The best filmmakers don't shun generic iconography, plot points, and character formulations. They use them as a tool to play with expectations in service of sharp storytelling and cultural and political critique. Rye Lane is a charming, beautiful film that uses rom-com expectations to critique the formula while also using beauty and community to expand the bounds of who gets to access magic, love, and joy on screen. In addition to being overwhelmingly white, typical rom-coms are also overwhelmingly steeped in wealth, both the wealth of the couples and the wealth of the locations in which they take place. Magical love, it seems, requires money. It's then notable that the director moved the film from its initial location in Camden in North London to Peckham in South London, and made it a point to cast darker-skinned actors because, as she told Vogue, quote, "We need to see more dark-skinned people leading, especially women." By plugging characters and a location that have been largely shunned from the genre into a familiar romantic comedy formula, well-worn tropes then become tools of critique and cultural reimagining of love and connection. By shooting Peckham through wide-angle shots and fisheye lenses, with mise-en-scène bursting at the seams with color in full daylight, the film illustrates that wealth and beauty are not synonymous, and gives South London the same aspirational cinematography that North London usually gets. Most films that take place in South London tend to look like this. Great movies, but they don't inspire the tourist in me. Giving South London a full rom-com treatment is a radical use of the location as character formula in its cultural expansion of what places get to be portrayed as magical. We also see magic in the mundane. Throughout the film, the tension between ordinariness and extraordinariness, showing that magic doesn't just come from wealth, but connecting to someone who gets you, and in many ways connecting to your community.
Babe, that outfit? 10s across the board. Oh, thank you so much.
The only time their surroundings become dull or obnoxious are during and immediately after their big fight.
Fucking deal. Maybe you should try it. Maybe then you'd have a few more cards left in your drawer.
And so Rye Lane is not important in spite of being a romantic comedy, but because it's a romantic comedy. Because rom-coms formulaic tropes have long been rooted in whiteness, wealth, and privilege, genre familiarity becomes a tool not just for more inclusivity, but through which to question cultural assumptions about whose joy, love, connection, and magic matter enough to be celebrated and aspired to.